What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Screen Sanctum. I'm Steve. Today I'm going to react to Parks and Rec Season 1, Episode 3, titled The Reporter. On this episode, Leslie gets a newspaper reporter to do a story about her and the park idea, but becomes upset when she finds out that the reporter slept with Mark. I think I remember this episode, and I know the reporter is Shauna Malawi Tweep, played by Alison Becker, and she was really funny in this series. She shows up throughout the series, kind of like an antagonist in the beginning to Leslie, but she's really, really funny. Let's get into this one right now. I have everything up. Before I do, please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell, as you all have been doing. And if you're on Twitter, Instagram, or Hive, please find me at Screen Sanctum. And that's pretty much all there is to it. And now we can watch this wonderful episode of Parks and Recreation right now.
Okay, now see, here's a good example of a plant that you can't eat.
Jerry!
So two things. One, it's poisonous, and two, it would hurt.
Oh my God.
Country honeysuckle, Pawnee style.
It smells great.
Yeah, it's really nice.
You're not supposed to eat it, Leslie.
Oh, why did you let me eat that?
I never told you to eat that.
Oh, God.
Leslie, the animals know you don't eat the country honeysuckle.
Oh, Season 1, Leslie.
So I have a piece of good news. I've
And
invited a reporter to come
Perkins.
to an article about the pit behind her house, which is kind of like our town's Washington Post.
Spring arrives. The headline is that spring arrives.
We had removed 5 cartoon penises, not even 10%, when we were shut down due to lack of funding. To this day, I am haunted by those remaining penises.
They had a lack of funding to cover up graffiti.
All we need to talk about is the pit and the fact that we're going to turn it into a park. Stay on message again. Yes, it's that important. It's 1 and 2.
Leslie's binders. It's one of the greatest things.
Buy you a cup of coffee. This is JJ. So listen, I was hoping maybe I could pick your brain about how to deal with the media.
I think that's the first waffle.
What about that thing you did for the middle school newspaper last year?
What do you think her opening gambit is going to be? What is she going to ask me first?
About the park?
Of course. Because of the silent K.
Wow. You're insane.
You're insane.
Sweet, sweet Season 1, Leslie.
My ears are ringing. Hi.
Hi.
I'm Leslie Nope.
Hi.
You did an amazing in-depth article on the raccoon problem here in Pawnee.
That pops up again, we all know.
I am always amazed at his...
Who painted these pictures?
dignity.
Crimes against the soldiers who tried to steal his own land?
He beats me every time. He kills me. He's awesome. I can't beat him. I should just close my account.
Tom is always 20 steps ahead.
Boy genius. Smooth like milk chocolate.
It's a weird way to describe me.
Great. It's cool if I record this, right?
Yeah? Good. That way it's verbatim. Sorry,
It's a yes or no question.
Not a committee, so...
We can do all this on tape. Really?
Oh, Lord.
We meet at a bunch of different places. We don't always meet here, so I didn't quite know to...
Some questions.
Once again, sweet, sweet Season 1, Leslie.
Yeah, because these are the real heroes. I'm gonna be in my office.
So,
There's
Andy,
nothing
tell
in
me
them.
about the night you fell into the pit.
Oh yeah, that's actually a great story.
Why would you want a toaster that's lying at the bottom of a pit?
I don't know. I was pretty wasted.
Wait,
You were
Oh boy.
Yeah, totally. Blackout drunk, so
Womp womp.
This out right now.
Oh, like
You're allowed to do that.
Stay on message.
Thank you
Oh
so
my
much
God.
for bringing that up. And
You're so sweet and innocent and pretty. The press are like sharks,
Sweet,
and you
sweet,
guys
innocent,
just
pretty
want to
Anne.
get a chum in the water. Andy was drunk when he fell in the pit, and it turns out that Anne is on birth control pills.
What does that have to do with anything?
You think I'm in the top 5 best looking Indian guys in Pawnee?
No.
Who do you think's got me beat? That guy at Shisha City Planet?
Are there even 5 Indian guys in Pawnee?
You're destroying me.
You're worse than my ex-wife, and she's terrible at Scrabble. Her name is Tammy Swanson, and she's a serious bitch.
I can't wait till we meet her. She's wearing the same clothes, I think.
She got here 15 minutes late. She's wearing the same dress she wore yesterday.
Think about it, Leslie. There you go.
Leslie, how big is the lot?
How big is what?
The lot.
I don't know. You tell me. How big is the lot? 100? I have to get something for my car.
What are you doing?
Kicking Ron's butt at Scrabble. Just played lexicons for 1 billion points. Ever?
Oh, come on. Lateral? Communal? Zonal? You dropped a Z in there?
Just tell him that April took over.
It's not like it was nepotism. Crap on the stick. Okay. Actually, yes, it was nepotism.
Oh my God.
It's not you. I'm exhausted. I got like 0 sleep last night. So,
In fact, it was going perfect, but I decided to leave
It was a disaster.
Why push it, right? She and Mark had sex with each other.
you're kidding.
I wish I was, but I'm not. They did it.
Who had sex?
That guy Mark and the reporter?
Called it. I called that. You remember that?
Yeah, he did.
He was probably thinking with the head of his wiener instead of the head of his brain.
Oh, God.
The head of his
Come on.
brain.
That is disgusting.
Make sure that he didn't say anything to hurt the project.
Yeah.
The head of his
definitely.
brain.
Talk to him.
Yeah.
I bet he didn't use a condom.
Andy.
Oh, Andy.
You had sex with Ms. Malawi Tweep.
That's personal.
It's unethical and it's irresponsible.
I'm gonna say something. I don't want you to take it the wrong way, but you're being a huge dork.
She's being worse than a huge dork.
Shauna Malawi Tweep.
Hi, this is Deputy Director.
Did you see the little iPod?
Yes.
Classic.
Hi. I accidentally ate an old burrito.
What? Yeah, I guess I'm free. I'm assuming not Mexican
Why?
because of the burrito.
Oh boy. Season 1, Leslie Nope again, everybody.
Are you sure that's the best thing for you right now?
Be my guest.
The
Oh,
Sullivan
man.
Street pit is always going to be a pit.
These are going to hurt
Well,
Leslie.
until it turns into a park.
This park is never, ever, ever, ever going to happen.
Was that by Taylor Swift?
May I ask who said that?
Mark Brendanowitz?
Oh shit.
The park is never, ever, ever, ever getting built.
But that stuff was off the record.
Did you say it was off the record?
Whoopsie.
Oh, God.
You know, you got up because you had to write the article, and I said, come on, stay in.
This reminds me a little bit of Larry David in Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Right, and then I came back to bed.
Right, but the important part of what I said was stay in bed. I wouldn't say romantically involved, you know, going forward.
And that's where it ends.
Ron, I don't know what to tell you, man. April got on my computer. Password was saved. She played a couple of Scrabble words. It wasn't me. You're the word king. She was probably cheating.
I knew that couldn't have been you. You don't have the vocabulary.
VOGX. Was that right? No.
Tom is the best.
I'm not an idiot. I know Tom has been losing me on purpose. But I like Tom. He doesn't do a lot of work around here. Tom is exactly what I'm looking for in a government employee.
Perfect. Everything Tom's not as a government employee, he is when it comes to any business he wants to create.
Media ethics for the
I wanted to apologize to you.
Really?
Yeah. You were right.
I felt like Tom talked about his wife more in season 1.
Pulled some of those quotes and things got a little dicey.
Would you like to be reinstated onto our subcommittee?
Absolutely.
You'll have my answer within the month.
Man, that dude has stuck it in some crazy chicks.
Fucking Tom.
Proposed as the site of a new park. That part's
Wonderful
good. Let's
picture.
give a message for that part. And she writes, and I quote, "We'll see." Ends on a hopeful note.
That's Leslie, always positive. So, okay, there we go. Season 1, episode 3, The Reporter. This episode, I think, personifies the entire season 1 Leslie Knope. Like, she was an idiot in this episode, pretty much. And it's not what anybody wanted. She was still funny. There were glimpses and bits and pieces of what will come in, you know, season 2 and beyond, but this was really, really not a great episode for that character. She just doesn't seem like she knows what she's doing in her job. She always has to ask Mark to help her. Like, that's not how she is going forward. And you could correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this episode might have been one of the worst ones for her. All in all, it was still a pretty funny episode. It's odd talking about Mark, and this is crazy. As I said, I've watched this series, I believe, 3 times now. Probably, I don't know, like 7 years ago, or I don't know. But the last time I watched it was about 4 years ago. And in my mind, from my memory, I always was like, I'm glad that they got rid of Mark because his character sucked. But now that I'm watching it for the 4th time, I actually really like Mark's character. And I don't know why they got rid of him, to be honest. And I know I'm only 3 episodes into season 1, and he's in all of season 2. But I kind of like his dynamic with everyone. So I guess I retract my former self-statement of I may not be glad they got rid of Mark Brandanowitz. Now, the other side of that coin is we did get Rob Lowe and what's his name? Adam Scott. So that trade-off, who would I rather have? I mean, give me Adam Scott and Rob Lowe. But what, I don't know, maybe was the deal they couldn't fit those 3 characters going forward. They could only have 2 of them. Did the guy who plays Mark want more money? I don't know. All I'm saying is, rewatching this series for the 4th time, I actually really like his character and the way he, moves around and interacts with people. Now, maybe he was supposed to stay and Chris Pratt was supposed to go, because I know Chris Pratt's character wasn't supposed to be an everyday character, but they signed him on and he was in the rest of the series. So maybe it was supposed to be the opposite. Maybe Mark was supposed to stay and Andy was supposed to go. But anyway, pretty good episode. I don't want to talk too much or like harp on how much this was a stereotypical Leslie, season 1 Leslie, because I think anyone who's watched this show multiple times knows she wasn't the best in season 1. She wasn't the best written character. And I think it kind of stuck out in this episode. But let me know what you thought of this episode. If you remember, what did you think of this episode like the first time you saw it? And what did you think of this episode like more down the line? Do you still enjoy it? Maybe you disagree. Maybe you think Leslie was not written poorly in season 1. Let me know in the comments below. Like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And again, if you are on Twitter, Instagram, or Hive, just find me at Screen Sanctum, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, guys.